Hello, guys, and welcome to day 3 of poetry, distance learning poetry. So, our LO today is I can use nouns, adjectives, and verbs to plan a list poem which tells a story of my distance learning experience. So, we're looking at what we did yesterday, and then we're going to create our own nouns, adjectives, and verbs to plan our own list poem. And it's supposed to be, as it says, telling a story of your distance learning experience. So you can decide how you want that to go. You can decide whether you want it to be a positive or a negative thing. You can decide whether you want it to be a mixture. You can decide if you want it to be about one day or the whole experience or a series of different events. It's entirely up to you how you do that, but it should tell a story using nouns, adjectives, and verbs and these wonderful sentences that are very descriptive. So let's move on. Okay, so what was a list poem? Well, let's very quickly just have a look at it. If we remember the day on the farm, that's what a list poem is, and you can see it's a series of different sort of listed events based around a particular thing. It might be the mother pig in this case, or it might be a tiny lamb. Okay, and each one tells a part of a story about, in this case, a day on the farm. And of course, we're working towards our experiences of distance learning and our feelings. Okay, so that's what a list poem was. Here's my next question. What must our list poem do? Now, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to answer that question very quickly on your Google form and just write down your ideas. I'll wait here, okay, and then when you're ready, come back, please. Okay, so hopefully you've had time. You pause the video, I take it, and then you come back. So, what must our list poem do? Well, our list poem, in my opinion, is going to have to do a couple of things. The first thing it's going to have to do is it's going to have to tell our reader what our feelings about distance learning actually are. Okay, so what are our feelings about distance learning? Okay, it's going to have to talk about some of the events, okay, which made our experience come across or made our experience what it was, okay, whether it's negative or positive, okay, that's up to you. So you need to think about that. What are the events? Now, those events, again, it's going to have to be clear what you're basing those events around. So are they, if they're based on particular nouns and things, what are those things, okay? Is it the fact that you have been sat there around a computer? So one of them could just be based around a computer or your tablet or your device. That's an easy one to think of, okay? So you need to be thinking about that. And also, as well, it must be clear what your feelings are to the reader, okay? What these events are. And also, it must tell a story, okay? That's going to be a key thing. It has to tell the story, your story of distance learning, your story of how you found it, okay? That's what it must be doing. And throughout your listed poem, that's what should be coming across. By the end of it, I should have a clear idea of what your story is, and any reader should have a clear idea of what your story actually is. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this particular video. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the video, and I'd like you to go on to the second video and watch that, please, on the Google form. Thank you very much.